Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with another episode Speaking My Mind. Oh, it's hope you guys all doing well. Hope you're enjoying your weekend, whatever you guys got planned. It's dry at the moment. We're recording this mid-October, something like that. And I'm wearing these today. It's been a while since I put them on. These boots, they're not steel toe cap, but my god, they have literally just got here to the forest, and my god, did they put a strain on my feet originally. But after I kept going, eventually the strain went away. So now I feel a bit more comfortable. It's almost like the body needs to overcome the strain before you can get comfortable. It does make me think about about workouts that I need to get back to someday. But that's not what we're talking about today, guys. Today I want to talk about live streams. I may have talked about it in the past, but but I've done so many of these Speak on My Mind episodes. I don't know how many of these I've done, actually, to be fair. I'm not actually keeping track. Maybe I should keep track of them. Mind you, though, I don't know if I've deleted any of them. I don't think I have. Anyways, so for the people who do go out of their way to watch these, I do appreciate it. It's not many people do, to be fair, because it's just me literally rambling in front of the camera in the middle of the park. But let's talk about live streams, guys. So live streams are, for me, the best thing I do on my channel. It's the most fun that I do on my channel. And I do use the word fun, even though we talk about very serious stuff, because the interaction that I get to have with the chat is really, really good. It's really, really helpful to me. And not only do I help and educate people on work and stuff, but you guys educate me. And that interaction really, really does matter. And it really makes a community sort of vibe to the work I do. Best thing I ever done was starting those good morning live streams. Originally, I was doing them at 8 o'clock in the morning. Now, while some people, it was able to work, it was working for a good while. Because it was kind of forcing me to get up, forcing me to do the show and whatnot. And then it went into Graham Hughes's morning brew. But it wasn't so much about me getting up to do the show at 8 a.m. That wasn't what bothered me. I just didn't think that as many people were keen to come in and that, and were coming in at that early in the morning, because some people would still be sleeping and whatnot. Some people were listening literally in bed. And when I switched it to 11 a.m, very grateful for Dave McGuinness and for people from the Two Davies YouTube channel for crossing over and checking out the show from there, because it really has helped my channel significantly. So I really do appreciate it from him and the Two Davies, and a lot of our lovely Scottish friends and colleagues who come over from there. And it has made a lot of cross community, and obviously people who don't watch from there obviously come over here. And I think that slot really it's beneficial to me, and I like doing it. Normally what happens is I do about an hour, and I like the fact that I've introduced something that I personally like, which is the daily quota. I love sharing that with you, even though not many people get it or they don't really say anything about it. I think it's a really, really nice touch, as opposed to just me posting them all across social media. To be fair, I do get some interactions with them on certain social medias, but I think it's pretty cool, to say the least. And obviously talking about the weather, which is a bit of an interesting one as well. I think that's pretty cool. Some people said I could be a weatherman. Yeah, maybe. Don't know if anyone would consider hiring me as one, but I would definitely take up the job if an opportunity came along for something like that. But you have to have experience in it to be a weather reporter, I suppose. You can't just apply, I suppose. What's your experience? Well, I talk about it on YouTube. Yeah, I don't know about that, but and I really find that the Good Morning shows is very, very informative. I was almost go as far as sometimes even more than the other live streams, because there's so many stories, whether we're covering UK news or world news or whatever news. There's so much to see. And there's articles that so many stick out. It's like, hey, what's this story? Or hey, what's this story? And every now and then we'll find a good story as well, along all the bad and negative stories as well. So And it really does start engagements about all these kinds of things. Like literally on today, the day that I'm recording this Speaking My Mind episode, we had right at the end of the show, there was a one about this. There was concern about a gorilla in Bristol, or gorillas in Bristol City Zoo. They were saying that people were claiming that, oh, the gorillas are unhappy, and the zookeepers who were looking after them are like, they're not unhappy, they're perfectly fine. Like, they're fine, trust me, it's fine, don't worry about them. So, you know, it was an interesting story, to say the least. So you always come across these weird and interesting cohesive stories on the Good Morning Show. Whereas structurally, like Viewpoint and Global News, which I cover, we have, I get specific news that we talk about. And even on those specific news that we talk about, that I find out more about some of these stories that I cover with you guys that I didn't know about originally, which is really, really interesting, and that's really helpful. I also like the three main live streams that we really talk about. Obviously, the Good Morning Show, but there is the Viewpoint, Global News, and then Watch Along. Thinking about it now, at the time of this recording, I probably may not even be doing Prime Minister's questions anymore, because I don't really see the logic behind doing Prime Minister's questions. Reason I say that is because, you know, are we really, the thing is, the question that should be asking ourselves is, are we learning anything new from that we don't already learn from? So that's something that I've been debating with myself. And we did the last PMQs, was obviously Rob Spear was covering it. And you guys know that obviously Graham Hughes obviously covers Prime Minister's questions. Not everyone from our community comes from there. But already just clashing with that in and of itself is something that, you know, I don't like clashing too many with YouTubers. I know people say you shouldn't worry about it, you should just focus on your own thing. And I know, I get that all the time. But, yeah, it does kind of matter to me. It does matter to me trying not to clash with other YouTubers, which is the problem that I have with Global News at the moment, because the Bing podcast goes live before I go live on Global News. I think they go live at 5 o'clock, and I go live at 6 o'clock, and they're still going live. So that means the audience that normally, some of the audience from the Bing podcast who watch from my perspective and whatnot, they don't know that I'm live at 6 o'clock because they're already watching the Bing podcast. So I lose out on audience members there. And it's like, well, I can't put it closer to Max's live stream at 8:30 because I don't want to clash with Max, and I don't want to do at 7:30 because I don't want to clash with Graham Hughes. So it's like, you know, there was at one point I put it at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, didn't really work either. So that live stream is a conundrum. So the other option is to not live stream at all on Tuesdays, which I'm not keen on doing personally. I want to actually talk about politics because I do think it's important. So that's another option as well. The Watch Along live stream is one of the most fascinating live streams that we do. It used to be called the Snowflake Watch. Now it's called the Watch Along. Reganelite's Watch Along, where we basically spend scourging on the X, looking at all these different clips of news and stories about what people say and whatnot, and give our reactions to them. And I think that one's really, really interesting. When we find these stories and news articles about things, whether it's in America, Gaza, the UK, whatnot, it gives us a lot of ponder for thought of what people say and how they say it as well. I think that's a really fascinating life. And again, it just comes down to not just what I say, but what people say in the chat as well. Really do value that engagement. And I guess the one thing that I wish we had more of, I suppose, with the work that I do. I kind of wish, that I had a bit of a chat growing. You know, I've been doing it on Twitch for a good while now, and I'm just not getting. Nobody is watching on Twitch. I am getting some people. I do appreciate people coming over and following on Twitch, but I'm just not getting any community going whatsoever on Twitch. I mean, we are building. Obviously, we are building on YouTube, which is great. I know people are following on Twitch, and I appreciate those reaching out and following on that platform. And I still plan on continuing to use Twitch at the moment. In the long term, what I would like to do in the long term is live stream across multiple platforms, like Max is doing, like some of the other top tier YouTubers are doing, and hopefully build enough so that we're live streaming across different platforms. I do have a decent following on. I do seem to have a following growing on Facebook, on the Facebook page, and not many on Instagram. But I do think it's like, if I'm able to do something on those platforms. Maybe something like that. I think that would be pretty cool. Definitely some food for thought there. But I've been asking myself, like, do I ever want to do live streams on the weekends? If there are ever weekends where your missus is not there, do you ever fancy doing live streams? And that is something that has possibly pondered my mind. Like, a part of me has thought about doing 8 a.m. live streams on a Saturday and Sunday if I'm at home, like just randomly. That has crossed my mind a little bit. Like, if my missus is in bed and we're going out later or something like that, and I've got nothing else going on, that is something I've considered as well. I don't know, it's not going to be a permanent thing, but I may trial it in the future. Like, if I've got a Saturday morning and my missus has got somewhere to go, or I've got nothing else going on or something, I might just do an hour live stream, an hour live stream of Good Morning on a Saturday, just looking at whatever's going on the weekend sort of thing. So that's something I might think about as well. It'll be interesting if I do a show like that. Probably be an 8 a.m. one if I did it on Saturday. Not many people would turn up for it, but it would be a bit random if I did. But it's something to think about anyway. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below about the live streams. This video's talked a lot about it. Share your thoughts down below, guys. What live stream do you prefer? What days do you prefer? What times do you prefer? Like, do you prefer the 11 a.m. show? Do you prefer the 8 o'clock, just the 8 o'clock shows? Some of you differentiate. Let me know your thoughts. What time slots do you prefer for live streams? What's your favorite live stream out of all of them? Yeah, generally let me know down in the comment section below. If you watch to the end of this video, type Pingu in the comments and I will be super happy and I would greatly appreciate it down below. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like, share and subscribe, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.